Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. So, it would seem Chantal has posted another video. And those of us that said she would not be able to stick to her health journey and stay on track, she has proved us absolutely right. Because what is the video that she posted? It's titled Taco Bell Cheat Meal. So, she's sitting on camera eating a large spread of Taco Bell. And anyone who wants to know, would you consider that a B moment, Rose? Yes, I would in fact consider that a B moment. She can call it a meal if she wants to, but I'm going to call it a B moment because she's eating a variety of food and a lot of it. So to get around YouTube and their policies, she's not going to call it a B moment. She's going to call it a cheat meal. Speaking of the whole cheat meal thing, the terminology that she's using, that's terminology that people who are on a real health journey use when, say, they're dieting and they're eating healthy, restricted meals all week, but they allow themselves one day to have some of the naughty foods to kind of keep themselves on track. Chantal has not been true to her health journey ever since she began it. All the arrows pointed in the same direction, that she was lying to us, that she was gaslighting everyone, showing off a basket of candy bars and Nutella and the carbs, the 15 packs of cheese. How can anyone who's on a health journey be eating all of that and be healthy or be getting healthy, So I made a promise to all of you that I would not show her doing any more mukbangs. But all I ask of those who are on my channel is to please forgive me today, because I want to go off on Chantal. I really do. I don't want to do a recap video. I want to get mad at her. And I want to go off on her. And I can do it with this video. Because to be quite honest with you, I'm just tired of her nonsense. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the gaslighting. I'm sick of the lying. I am sick of the spread of misinformation. I am tired of the mixed messages that she sends out to her audience. Sick of it all. Sick of it. And before we begin this react, I would like to say to anyone who watches Chantal, if you're someone that you are dealing with an ED, if you're trying to get on a health journey, my best advice to you is to not watch her. I can't tell you what to do. Whoever you are your own person. You got to make up your own mind who you want to subscribe to. But if you are someone and you're trying to make positive life changes for yourself, whether it's your physical health, your emotional health, your mental health, maybe you're going through some stuff and you're just trying to put yourself back together in the right order, Chantal is a person you do not want to watch, because she's on a very harmful, poisonous path for herself. And watching her might lead you down a dark path as well. It might trigger you. It might affect you in some way. So if you're someone and you're looking for someone to watch, and because of Chantal putting tags on her videos like health, like BED recovery, if you're going through something and you're trying to subscribe to channels that will back up a new positive way of thinking, stay away from Chantal's channel, because all she's going to do is trigger you. That's just my advice, though. I can't tell you what to do. So before we get into Chantal's video, let's mosey on over to Twitter. There's a lot of great stuff on Twitter that I have found, different thoughts from people on her newest video, and I would like to share it with all of you. Also, word of warning, I haven't watched her entire video. There's a great possibility that I might be using some profanity. So for those who might get offended by that, my apologies. But I'm just going to let go on her today. let's go to Twitter first and get that settled. So for those of you who have a Twitter account, and if you would like to follow me on Twitter, there's my handle right there, Wild Girl Sarah. And it's also a good thing to follow me on Twitter because sometimes YouTube, the notifications don't come through when I do stuff on my channel. But if you follow me on Twitter, you'll be notified. So let's start with, okay, this is a funny picture, courtesy of Hedge. So here's a picture that Hedge made, Chantal climbing herself as the mountain. This was well done, Hedge. This was really well done. Well done. I guess it was courtesy of Elder Hedge Witch. This is a well done picture. And after looking at this for a couple of seconds, one thought comes to mind. You know, Chantal talked about climbing Mount Everest, didn't she? She wanted to get to base camp at Mount Everest, although even the most experienced and fit people have a hard time with Mount Everest. But in a way, Chantal, this picture is very accurate. It's incredibly accurate when you think about it, because you are the most difficult mountain that you're going to have to climb. You are your greatest obstacle. You are your greatest challenge. You know, like your problems, your issues, your health, it's all just one gigantic mountain that either you're going to climb all the way to the top of or be at the bottom. You know, like forget all the other physical mountains in the whole world. The biggest mountain, the most important mountain you should be concerned with conquering is the one of yourself that you have made. So let's move on. Nana's Spiked Tea says, here's a tip, the only tip she's getting. Foodie Beauty, if you don't want reactors and viewers commenting on your weight or weight loss journey, then stop making it your content. If you put it out there and I want to share my opinions, I will. So that's that. Exactly. If you don't want other people's feelings and opinions, don't make it public knowledge. Don't involve the public. Don't treat it like a public spectacle or a three-ring circus. If you keep things private, then nobody's going to comment on it. But that's the thing about Chantal, isn't it? She wants to gather people around her on her channel to give her the attention and the online hugs, people that will enable her, give her that reinforcement with whatever it is she's doing. She wants to flip-flop, going from one side of the fence to the other. Oh, I'm on her health journey, looking for people that will cheer her on for that, and then turn around and get away from the health journey and find people to enable the negative eating. You know, she just can't decide which side of the fence she wants to be on. So she wants to be on both sides and profit off of both sides. And if you want my opinion about why she's flip-flopping so much, maybe she's trying to throw YouTube off, because YouTube have policies against people doing the overeating, talking about the BED. So maybe she's trying to throw YouTube off by acting like she's on a health journey when she's not. Like this whole video saying it's a cheat meal. It's not a cheat meal. You're having a B moment, Foodie. But you don't want to call it a B moment, because if you call it a B moment, you couldn't monetize it. Didn't your grocery haul video get yellow dollar signed because you talked about the B moments and YouTube picked it up? Yeah, that happened. So now you're walking it back a little bit, calling what you're doing as a cheat meal, trying to fly underneath YouTube's radar. But anybody looking at that, including myself, would know exactly what that is. And I'm going to call it out. NSpiked also says that video was definitely all due to her Salah's dirty ways. She's not over it, nor will she ever be. Deflection at its finest. Her current videos, It's her deflecting away from Salah and everything that happened with Salah. Maybe thinking that we're all going to forget about what we saw on Twitter, what Kybella showed us. We're never going to forget, Chantal. And we're never going to let you forget or him forget. So you can do all the deflection that you want. It's not going to matter. It's really not going to matter at all. We're going to keep the jokes going forever. Forever. You know, what's online will be forever online. Cowboy Dog says, at the risk of sounding mean, I have to say this to Chantal. Salah selected you because you are morbidly, horribly disfigured in your bigness. Your morbid obesity communicates to scammers that you are a very easy target, dumb as a box of rocks, and you have money to burn. Well, those of us that have been watching Chantal for a long time, she doesn't convey the presence of being a strong, independent, smart, has her act together kind of woman, does she? Just the opposite. She puts out the image and the feeling of, I am practically dehydrated for love. I'm so thirsty. I'm dehydrated. I'm parched. And I will do anything for attention. I'll put up with anything for a man's attention, especially if he's young and cute. So guys see someone like Chantal and they're all over it. A woman who's desperate and lonely and thirsting for love and has money. Gee, where do I sign up? You know, they smell blood in the water and they come swimming. She's not as smart as she thinks she is. Not by a long shot. Judge Judy says, Kybella be living in your head 24/7. Yep. Yep. You know it still bothers her. And Chantal swears that everything she's doing with her health journey, it's not because of Kybella. It's not because of a man. And yet, if you go back through Chantal's history with all of her content, she's lazy. She's not about that life of taking care of herself. She only has those short bursts of energy and inspiration to take care of herself if there's the threat of another woman in the picture that might take her man away from her. Then she'll get off her butt and do something. So she went to Kuwait, could have taken care of her health, could have gotten herself together. She was completely unmotivated. Then all of a sudden the Kybella stuff happened. Then all of a sudden she's getting the inspiration to put her makeup on, go out and do some walks, try to eat healthy. That is her desperate attempt to keep Salah interested, although he's not interested. He's not going to be interested. And maybe this video that she did, that is her just giving up like that. That little burst of energy is over. So let's get back to our regularly scheduled program. Indy says, I don't think Foodie Beauty is smug. To me, she sounds very angry and insecure AF. I have a feeling they might have had a fight, and this video is directed at him for making her walk and not accepting her for who she is. That very well could be. Chantal likes to do that thing where if she's angry at somebody, especially a man that she's attached to, she's not strong enough to approach that man and say, I am angry at you. I have an issue at you, and talk to them privately and work it out. She'll be a coward and take out her anger on other people, especially people on the internet, because Salah is someone that's in her face. He's physically there. If she says something to him, he's going to say something back. People on the internet, she can say whatever she wants to say about any of us, and she doesn't have to look us in the eye while doing it. So yeah, you're a big old coward, Foodie. But you might be right. They might have had a fight, and she's eating her meal. She's eating her feelings. We'll get into the video and we will see. But that is a strong possibility. Indy also says, hey, Foodie Beauty, it was not us. It was your husband who was fat shaming you when he said to Kybella, quote, at least I can carry you, unquote. So be angry with him, okay? Yeah. So if Salah is all into you, Foodie, I mean, all into you, why is it at the beginning of your relationship did you both get on a live and say that Salah wanted you to lose 200 pounds? If he was all into you as you were, why did he tell you to lose 200 pounds? And why now are you obsessed with losing 200 pounds? If he loved you the way that you were, why did you have to lose that much weight? I think he's saying, without directly saying, look, you're too big for me. I'm not into that. So you're going to have to lose the weight. Although that's a lot of weight to lose. That's a lot. A lot. And how are you going to lose it if you are barely exercising, barely walking, and loading up on calories? It's not feasible. It is absolutely not feasible. Okay, this is a clip courtesy of Shenanigans as well. So this is from the video. Let's watch the clip.
I want to talk about some things that you seem to be confusing me with someone else. This whole notion, I've seen comments from people commenting on my videos where it's like, they're like, the only reason you want to get healthy now and lose weight now, because there always has to be some kind of like ulterior motive that's negative. There can't be anything ever positive in my life, right? Is because of the fact you don't want to be cheated on.
Well, technically, if you're not in a real marriage, if you're not really committed to somebody, they can't possibly cheat on you. I'm sorry, that's the rules of the game. That's just how it works. If you're in a fake marriage versus a real marriage, if there's no true declaration, there's no real commitment, nobody's cheating. No one. If all this is a financial agreement, that's all it is. Just a verbal agreement, written agreement, whatever. Nobody's cheating. No one. So maybe you should stop using that word, Foodie. If he's your fake husband and fake loving you, that means he's not giving you real love. That means he's free to give his love to somebody else. And it could be sexual love, emotional love, but the real love, I guess, could belong to another. He doesn't have to really love you, does he? That means he doesn't have to really commit to you, does he? No, he doesn't. But just like with Natter, you thought you could buy his love. That he'd fall in love with you just because you have a big paycheck. It's been a year. Has it happened? No. You tried Natter for a year. Did it happen then? No. When are you going to learn? When are you going to learn? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. If that's true, then you are insane. Using the same tactics for the same reason, thinking things are going to turn out different. They're not. And here's the lesson. If a man does not love you, there's not a doggone thing you can do about it. If they're not feeling you, you can't make them feel you. Money will not make a man truly, honestly, sincerely fall in love with you. You can't buy love. You just can't, no matter how much money you got in pocket. You're not interested in real love anyway. You said fake love is just fine. So why aren't you happy with the fake love, girl?
You want your man to be attracted to you. Okay, number one, when you say things like this, you're basically saying that nobody overweight or fat, even obese, whatever, can be loved or some.
Okay, stop right there. Beauty comes in all shapes and sizes. You feel me? Beauty and attraction comes in all shapes, sizes, colors, genders. You're attracted to what you're attracted to. And there's so many people in the world that are bigger in size. They're awesome. You know, they own who they are. They're great people. But that's because of the sum of their parts. Maybe they're bigger in size physically, but they got a great personality. They're intelligent, they're well spoken, they're funny, they've got a good heart, they're on the ball, they're movers, they're shakers, all that. They are kings and queens. And being a king or a queen is not limited to the pounds you carry or don't carry upon yourself. She's trying to minimize what's going on with her and say it's all about the pounds. All you guys are focused on is the pounds. Foodie, it's the sum of your parts. Putting the pounds aside for a minute, what else is there about you that a person will fall in love with? Honestly, I'm asking the question. What else is there? You're not a good person. You don't act kindly towards anybody. You don't have a charitable, generous heart. No, nothing. You're selfish, self-centered, self-absorbed, narcissistic, evil, manipulative, greedy, gluttonous. There's nothing about you that a man can say, I am proud of this aspect of this woman, to the point where I want to make her part of my life forever and show her off to my family and friends. There's nothing. 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 That's why you've always been a dirty secret for men, because you don't work on yourself.
You can't be attracted to them. How many of you are overweight that are watching this video? Comment below. And how many of you have found love?
So I know what she's doing in this video. She's basically putting out this thing that the reactors are going after her because of her weight. She's being bullied because of her weight. Like, the weight is the only thing that we're focusing on. Like, we don't talk about anything else but that. Like, we're picking on her because of her weight. No, she's a horrible person. If Chantal were, say, 120 pounds, she would still be a horrible person, and we'd still have stuff to say about her because she is that offensive. She is that evil. She is that mean. She is that nasty. I think I can say with full confidence that if Chantal were, say, 120 pounds, 150 pounds, she would be even worse. If she lost the weight that she wants to lose, if she got down to, say, 120 pounds, which would be the ideal weight for her since she is about 5 feet tall, she would be so much more arrogant, so much more mean. You best believe that she would be that female that, even though at this point in time she's over 500 pounds, if she lost a bunch of that weight and she got herself together, she would be that one that would not think about her time when she was incredibly overweight and all of the issues that she had to deal with. She would be that one that she would look at people who of a bigger size and have a lot to say about them. Oh my God, like, they're so big, it's so gross. She'd be that one. She would be. Looking down on people. She already looks down on people. It would just get 10 times worse. As awful as she is now, she would be worse if she got smaller. She'd rub it in everybody's face. She'd be more narcissistic than she's ever been.
Comment below.
You know, Chantal, I haven't even watched the whole video, and I can just tell you're mad about something. Something's bothering you. Like, if you have BED, if you've got an issue with food, even if it's not to the severe levels of having a BED, one of the rules that I told you guys already when it comes to BED or trying to control your food, the rule I've always told y'all is if there's a temptation food, get it out of the house. Don't have it around you. If you can reach out and touch it, it's too close. You'll consume it just because it's there. And here's another one. If you've got an issue with food, if you become self-aware of yourself and you know that you have emotional moments and that you reach for food when you're upset, when you're angry, when you're just stressed out, you got to stop yourself. If you're feeling negative in any way, the moment that you're feeling negative, don't reach for the food to calm yourself down. You're creating a bad habit. You're creating a toxic pattern. If you're feeling negative and your instinct or the inside of you says reach for food to calm yourself down, you've got to stop yourself and calm yourself down. Never associate food with negative emotion. Don't tie the two together. Calm down. Try to calm down and then eat. But don't create a bad habit of when you're upset, when you're angry, that you're reaching for something to calm you down, like a drink or a pill or food. You know, be self-aware and realize what you're doing. That way you won't treat the wrong things as medicine for your problems. Try to find other positive ways to fix it. But right now at this moment, she's emotionally eating. And when you eat or consume something in a moment of high negative emotion, there's a tendency to go overboard, way overboard. And that's what she's doing. And that's why I call it a B moment. She's having a B moment. She's doing emotional eating. And she's calling it a cheat meal. What a bunch of BS. Okay. So Perfectly Imperfect says, you people never cease to amaze me. Your mom 6899 says, we will never let you forget, Foodie Beauty. Dawn Cruz says, your meal looks like constipation, Chantal. She says, LMAO, it had the opposite effect. User says, lucky for Salah. That was well played. That was well done. User, well done. Absolutely well done. Chantal's lack of dignity says, you shouldn't change yourself for any man. Chantal, you threw on a hijab, gave up your cats, moved across the world, and changed everything about yourself for a man, and you still got cheated on. Yeah, so how'd that work out for you, Foodie? Giving up everything you had, changing everything about yourself for a man. How did that work out for you? Did it work out well? It doesn't seem like it did. It seems like you sacrificed for nothing, for no reason. But I do love that for you, considering all the people in your life that you've lied to, manipulated, and hurt. You're getting your just desserts, girl. So enjoy. NSpiked says, her weight isn't my issue. However, the fact that Foodie Beauty lies to herself to cope with her weight bugs me. When can she be honest with herself? Maybe she succeed at this weight journey. She's only fooling herself. This side by side says it all. So here we go. Pictures and video do not lie. They do not lie. So here's some picture proof. Let's see if we can blow this up. Okay, so picture of Chantal, March 26th, 2023, compared to January 14th, 2024. And this is one of the tops that are left from Foodie's collection that still halfway fits her. This is the maternity top. This top is actually a maternity top. But look how much different it looks now. It used to drape all the way down, be a lot more loose in the front. Look how tight it is now. It looks a lot shorter than it used to look. Down here again. Same top. And you're going to tell us, Chantal, that you've lost weight. You've lost 15 pounds. The thing is, if you lost 15 pounds or 50 pounds, you would know it, because the clothes that you're wearing are going to be a lot looser in fit on you. They won't be so skin tight. But if they're really tight to the point where you can almost not wear them, that means you're gaining weight, not losing. Also, if you're losing weight, we're also going to know, because it's going to show in your face. We're going to see more of your features start to pop up. We're going to see some of the roundness disappear. Also, one last point, if you were truly experiencing weight loss, you wouldn't have to play around with the scale, would you? You wouldn't have to employ a bunch of tricks to shave off about 100 pounds. You know, putting it on uneven floors, or not showing your feet on the scale, or stepping on and stepping off real quick, or holding on to a cabinet. If these successes that you had were real, then you would put them out there, because you love to gloat and brag about everything. But anybody looking at these pictures can tell there's a lot of weight gained right here. You know, the body on the left is a lot different than the body on the right. A top that was once incredibly loose on you is now incredibly tight. You may lie, Chantal, but pictures do not lie. Understand? They just don't. All right. So let's go over to the video. And again, little disclaimer. There might be some cursing here. I'm gonna go off on her. I'm over it today. I'm so over it. I'm over her nonsense. I'm over her lies. I'm over it all. Let's go.
Booty beauties.
And apologies for her eating. And no, I'm not watching your scameo. Goodbye. See you later. But, you know, profanity ahead for those who care.
A great birthday, or hope to hear.
Go away with that scameo.
So I was feeling a bit too skinny, so I thought I would have a cheat meal.
I was feeling a bit too skinny, so I'm having a cheat meal. Oh, so we're just finding any excuse to eat. I would think you would feel better shedding some pounds, Foodie. And how are you going to maintain this new tiny level of skinny by eating like this? First of all, I don't think you lost any weight. I think you lied. The math ain't mathin'. But if you are on a health journey, this is the stuff you don't eat. Especially considering the fact that this is your trigger food. Fast food is your trigger food. And let me just clock you for a minute, Chantal. That quesadilla, where's the rest of it? That's not all of it. You ate a couple of pieces before the video began. And I know this to be true because I know your eating habits. If you are eating a meal and you're going a bit slower, that points in the direction of you ate before the camera was turned on. That way you won't be ravenous. Health journey, my ass. There's nothing healthy about this meal. Supersized portion of fries coated in cheese, tons of quesadillas. If you want to have a cheat meal, you could have like one single quesadilla and that's it. But you have like, looks like 2 orders of quesadillas, supersized thing of French fries. Just because you have a day when you want to eat like a naughty food, you don't have to go ham. You really don't. Like, this is a B moment. This is it. This is nonsense. But you're going to call it a cheat meal because you're looking for an excuse. to eat the way you want and not have the audience yell at you, and at the same time gaslight the reactors because you know what we're going to say about it, and then you're going to turn around and label us hateful people and bullies, although all we're doing is reacting to your content or giving our opinions. And those of us that are reactors and also our audience, we're not going to co-sign on your bullshit. We're not okay with somebody getting on camera and doing self-harm behavior. We are not okay with somebody coming on YouTube claiming to have a BED and monetizing the shit out of it. We're not okay with that. We're not going to be in agreement with that, and nobody should. Nobody should be okay with that, with somebody getting on camera and hurting themselves after talking extensively about their health problems with their breathing, with their walking, with their mobility, being on 3 different medications. When you know that somebody is that sick, that they're on that many medications, that they're having trouble with their mobility, with their breathing, talking about going to the hospital, ER visits, etc. Talking about how they're concerned about their health, and then they prove they don't give a damn about it by doing things like this. No, we're not going to co-sign on it. We're not. We're not enabling this crap. Other people may enable you. We're not. I'm not going to. I refuse. But go ahead and make excuses. But I'll tell you what, you doing stuff like this later on, when you make videos talking about going to the doctor and, oh, my blood sugar's in the 300s and 400s again, no sympathy, no mercy. Isn't that what your roommate Peach used to say to BBJ? No mercy? Well, no mercy for you and no sympathy. Because you are literally choosing your suffering. You're choosing your pain, and you don't want it to end. Because if you did, you do something about your health. You're not. You're literally not. What's absolutely crazy to me is that you're choosing to give up your freedom and your independence. I don't know why, but I just have a feeling that you are romanticizing the idea of being completely immobile and bedbound. I don't know why you would. There are lots of people who are bedbound for one reason or another. I'm sure a great many of them, maybe it was because of a medical issue or an accident that happened, but a lot of people have lost their mobility and wish they had it back. But you are literally choosing to give it up. You're romanticizing the idea of what, laying on a couch and having Salah take care of you? You big dumb idiot. Do you think he will? Do you think he's going to be the one to bathe you, change your bedpan, take you to use the bathroom? He won't. I don't know why you're hell-bent on that, but you are. But you got this idea in your head of being treated like a queen and just laying in a bed and have people take care of you. Fantasy is not going to match reality. If you lose your mobility completely, if you lose your health completely, it's not going to be the romantic idea that you think it is. So you might want to slow down with this nonsense.
Anyway, so yeah, I'm having Taco Bell Tuesday for my cheat meal, I guess. I don't really want to call it like a cheat meal. It's just a meal I feel like having, and I'll just eat accordingly, like healthier for the rest of the day. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about or make excuses for what I'm eating. I just want to eat it. So,
I think she's ticked off because she has been eating the healthier meals. I don't know if Salah is urging her to eat healthy. I don't know if he's pressuring her off camera to do the walking. There's no way to know what's going on when the camera is turned off. But I imagine she's not happy she doesn't like change. She has said to us, I don't like change. She wants to stick to the same old routine, even though the same old routine is toxic to her. But she doesn't like change. And getting out getting out of the house, walking, being around people, getting on her feet. That's a big change for her. So you got to know she hates it, even if it's good for her, even if she knows inside it's what I need. She doesn't like it. And what happens when you make Chantal do something she doesn't like? She rebels. She's rebellious. She's defiant. I'm going to show you. I'm going to do what I want to do anyway. So she put up with a few days of walking. And now this is her way of flipping the middle finger at Salah and everybody else and saying, I do what I want. Go ahead and do what you want. See what happens, Foodie.
If you want to watch me have dinner, fine. If not, fine. So, anyways, yeah. So I'm having, this is their double quesadilla meal. This is double quesadilla. No, this is just them serving normal portions because they're cheap.
No. That's 2 portions of quesadillas. Girlfriend, I've eaten from Taco Bell before. That's 2 orders of quesadillas. Who are you talking to? And that order of fries, that's a large. That's not a small. Who do you think you're talking to? Like, none of us have ever eaten at fast food places before. We don't know the portions. We do.
As is. Normally, I guess, if they like, if this is double, they only give you this. Normally, no, sorry.
You ate some of that. I could tell by looking at it. You got it all broken up, but that's in order to control yourself on camera. You ate a couple of those quesadillas off camera. Come on, we know. Listen, we know about the backup sandwiches. We know about them. So you ate some backup quesadillas before you got on camera so you can go slower with your eating.
All right, cheese fries, diet, or Pepsi Max. It's the only diet they had.
Why even bother with the diet soda at this point? What can a can of soda do? It's sugar water. Either way you go, it's sugar water. What can that soda do? You're asking far too much of that soda. You're telling that soda, look, I'm about to eat thousands of calories in carbs, and it's your job to cancel them out, to make it all better, to balance it out. That soda can't do all that. It's just a can of nothing. You might as well just go for a, full on regular Pepsi. Like fries with cheese on them, 2 orders of quesadillas. And she thinks she's doing good by, like a sugar-free Pepsi. Get out of here.
And cheese fries.
And let's not forget the sugary ketchup. Got to have the ketchup. Because, there's just not enough calories here.
And I have yogurt instead of sour cream. So I'm just going to make this like this. You got to have some kind of sour white substance on them.
Okay, this is just a theory. Just a theory. I don't have any receipts. My opinion about that. People might ask, why does Chantal coat everything in sauces and liquid? Here's my theory. I'd like to throw it on the table for y'all. Chantal has said she doesn't like to chew, right? She doesn't like to chew anything. She wants to put it in her mouth and she wants to swallow it immediately. It's easier to do that when something is wet, when it's coated in a sauce, because then you don't have to chew. Also, another point to that theory, and again, this is just a theory. Anybody out there, when you're eating something, the moment you start eating, like say a meal, it takes about 10 to 15 minutes for that chemical signal between your brain and your stomach to happen, to signal that you're full. In my opinion only, I think what Chantal does is she's even defiant against her own body, telling her to stop. So in essence, when she sits down to eat, why she eats so fast is she's racing against the clock to get as much down her throat as possible before she feels that over full feeling. So the key for her to get as much down as quickly as possible is to coat everything in sauces so it just goes in and then it goes down. No chewing involved, because chewing eats up valuable time with how many bites that she can swallow.
Yogurt, sour cream, whatever. Anyways, let's get this set up here.
That was subtle. That was really subtle, Chantal. That tune that she's humming. Do 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 do. Like, I know that song. I remember hearing that on the Muppet Show. It's like a famous segment. But the second part to that, it goes like this. Do 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 do. Na 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 na. Do 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 do. Na 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 na. Do 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 do. But that's her way of saying nanny nanny boo boo at us. She's just trying to be playful and subtle about it. But Chantal, I'm old enough. I know that song. Is that what you were doing? First of all, you're singing over the food, which tells me you're happy to have the fast food. But is that a little subtle dig at everybody? You're basically doing the childish thing of saying nanny nanny boo boo, but you're doing it through a song. Yeah, caught you.
Bismillah. Oops. Hot sauce. Okay. Yes. And we're good to go. All right, I made my own fry supreme. Okay. Yalla. Bismillah, bismillah. Hmm. I'm wearing matte lipstick. Let's hope it doesn't smear.
And you know what's it's quite telling, Chantal, because I remember back in the day when you would do your little 3 a.m. food runs when you were still with BB. You were as giddy as a child almost on those runs. You know, you had your audience in front of you and you were getting attention and you were going to get your fast food fix and everybody was going to watch you do it, because that's part of the thrill, getting your fix and having everybody watch you get high off of food. And then you would bite into the food and one of two things would happen. Either A, you picked the right food for you and you would get that brief explosion of dopamine in your brain and your eyes would roll in the back of your head. Or if for some reason you didn't get that feeling, you would get instantly angry because you expected to get high and you didn't get that feeling. So you're eating Taco Bell, like, I don't see that euphoria on your face. And I'm going to give my theories as to why. I think you've been eating fast food so much for so many years that feeling is just gone completely away. Like, when you do something, at first you will get high off of it. And then you stop getting high. And then after that point, it's just a matter of doing it so you don't go into a sort of withdrawal period. And I think you've been there for quite a while. You're not getting high off the food anymore. You're not feeling that euphoria. It's just turned into a nasty, toxic habit. And you don't want to go through kind of a food withdrawal. But like, there's no eye roll here. There's no moaning. So you're not really getting happy off of it. So it begs the question, why continue to do it if it's not making you happy?
All right. I want to talk about Yum. I want to talk about some things that you seem to be confusing me with someone else.
Oh God, here comes smug Chantal. She's gonna tell us all, y'all. She... Let me just tell you some things about myself that you didn't know. Here comes smug Chantal. She's gonna let us all know what's up. Although we already know. But go ahead, Chantal. Amuse me.
This whole notion, I've seen comments from people commenting on my videos.
Oh, do you hear that tone? I've seen some people commenting on a few of my videos. Ooh. Ooh, she's got that tone like, I am just going to tell all of you off. Go ahead, girl. Go ahead. Sorry to stop you.
Where it's like, they're like, the only reason you want to get healthy now and lose weight now, because there always has to be some kind of like ulterior motive that's negative. There can't be anything ever positive in my life, right? Is because of the fact you don't want to be cheated on. You want your man to be attracted to you.
You know, you can always tell when the things that people say are really close to the truth. Because the closer you get to the actual truth of things with Chantal, the madder she gets and the more she reacts. If she didn't react, we wouldn't know how close we were. Like if she kept her cards close to her chest, we wouldn't know. But her doing this video right now, talking about these things, coupled with the fact that she's eating this great big meal and knowing that she's an emotional eater and she eats her feelings and she eats the most when she's upset or disturbed about something. Obviously, these things that people are saying have to be true, Chantal. And they bother you because people are telling the truth and they can see right through you and they can see right through him and they can see through this whole doggone thing. It bothers you because it's true. You even said long ago, you get the most upset when people say something truthful about you. That the more truthful it is, the more revealing it is, the more you have a meltdown. So I would not consider this a level 10 rage. I would consider this a people are speaking the truth about me in certain places and I don't like it because it is true. And I know it's true. It's so true that even after I turn off this camera, those true thoughts and feelings are going to be in my head, living rent free in there.
Okay, number one, when you say things like this, you're basically saying that nobody overweight or fat, even obese, whatever, can be loved or somebody can't be attracted to.
Don't put words in our mouth. You're trying to put words in people's mouth. You're trying to put your own spin on it, and I ain't having it today. No, no, no. No one ever said that because you are of a bigger size and Salah is of a smaller size, he can't possibly love you. That ain't it. That ain't the story, sister. That ain't ever going to be the story. It's not the size of your body. It's who you are as a person. I said earlier, even if you were 120 pounds, you would still be detestable. You would still be unwantable by men just because of all your other parts. It's a sum of your parts. Chantal, listen, You could be Cindy Crawford. You could be Marilyn Monroe. You could be Zsa Zsa Gabor. Okay. But with that personality and that selfish heart and that evil soul, no man would ever want you. No man would ever put up with you. It's not your outward appearance. It's everything else that matters. Everything else that makes you just undesirable by men, unlovable. It's everything. You're trying to pin everything on your pounds. It's everything else but the pounds. Listen, if you were 500 pounds and lovable and kind and considerate and sweet and honest and sincere, nobody would have anything to say about you. No one. You're trying to paint this picture of the reaction community that we pick out people on YouTube of a bigger size to bash on. But what about Hungry Fat Chick? Yes, I'm going to bring her up for a minute. Hungry Fat Chick, Candy. Candy's on her channel. Sweet lady, doesn't bring the drama. Notice the reaction channels don't talk badly about her. We just don't. We got nothing bad to say. We've never had anything bad to say. She has her channel. She's honest and upfront about what she's doing. You know, the name of her channel is Hungry Fat Chick. She sits down to eat her meal. I mean, there's nothing dishonest about that. Nobody talks about her. They talk about you. Not because of your body size, because of everything else. But go ahead and try to put that spin on things and try to spin it back like we're the bad guys. We're not the bad guys. You're the bad guy. You are.
To them. How many of you are overweight that are watching this video? Comment below. And how many of you have found love? Comment below.
You didn't find love, you bought love, and it was fake love. So it's not even the real thing. You paid, girl, you paid over $10,000 for love. And you didn't even get the real thing. You got ripped off. You so got ripped off. Or maybe not. Maybe you got what you deserved. But you paid a lot of money for the fake version, which shows how smart you are, because real love is given for free. You paid a very expensive price tag for the fake version versus the real version.
Fire. Let's try this too. All right, so that is BS right there. Number 2.
Oh, and by the way, Chantal, I do love the fact that you're telling on yourself. You are absolutely telling on yourself. You're basically self-confessing to getting in other people's comment sections and watching their live chats. You know, those channels that you say that you don't know what's going on. You have no idea what's going on Twitter, although we know you're lurking on Twitter. We know. You know far too much. And not because there's a Beezer somewhere telling you and informing you of every single thing. Girl, you're there. We know you're there. Come on out of hiding. Stop hiding. You're lurking around everywhere. You've got an addiction to scrolling forever on your phone, looking for anything where your name is attached. If you want to do positive change for yourself, then you got to stay away from the negativity. And you know the reaction channels are going to be roasting you for all the lies you tell and all the negative behavior. So why do you go to the channels to begin with? Why not just stay in your own backyard? Wouldn't that just be better for what you're doing? Yeah, it would. But you don't, because even though you could busy yourself with helping yourself, you're all in everybody else's business.
My husband met me and I was fat. Being on video before we met in person,
Ma'am, I'll bet any amount of money that during that time that you were talking to Salah, wherever it is you met him, you purposely chose someone online to get attached to versus somebody local, which you could have done in Canada, because I'm sure there's lots of men in your home country that you could have met up with and had a relationship with and talked to. You didn't want anybody local because there was too much of a chance they'd want to meet you in person. And once they met you in person, the unfiltered version of yourself, they would run away. So you purposely chose a man overseas to keep up the ruse as long as possible. I am absolutely certain all those times you talked to Salah, you did it on your filtered phone so that he wouldn't see the real you until you were ready to move all the way over there. And then by that time, he couldn't send you home. But I don't feel bad for him. I mean, this is a case of two scammers, two con artists who came together. So he was wanting to scam you. You scammed him right back. So it's appropriate. It's just desserts for the both of you.
the video apparently adds pounds. So, for being on video for hours and hours a day, he would know how fat I am.
Let's also not forget, Chantal, that let's go all the way back to the first time you went to Kuwait. You were at a certain size then, at a certain number of pounds per se. And then over the course of time, you've only got much, much, much heavier. I mean, I just showed you guys the pictures of how she looked from one certain point to another certain point. It's a big difference, very big. And you only keep getting bigger and more unhealthy. Putting aside the shape of your body, Chantal, let's put aside the pounds for a minute. Just for a minute. Let's think about this. You're looking for a life partner, are you not? Yes, you are. No matter what the size or gender of a person, if you're someone and you're looking for a partner, you're going to invest your soul and your heart and your time and your focus in someone that will be there for years and years and years. And anyone looking at you, talking to you, can tell you are not a healthy person, nor are you interested in truly becoming healthy. So, why would anyone throw down their heart and their soul and invest part of their life in someone that they're looking at and thinking, I don't know what's going to happen to her? She's not healthy. She might end up in the hospital tomorrow. Why would anybody do that? Why would anyone go that far? You're looking at a person and you're not sure how long they're going to live. You're not sure about their health. And the attitude that they're putting off of, well, I don't care about my health. I'm just going to eat unhealthy and I've got all these health problems. It makes you pause and say to yourself, I don't know. I don't know if I want to fall in love with this person. They may not be here in a year or two. Like, why should I get started? I don't think that's anything you could really understand.
Third, the person he was talking to was also fat. So, and last, but certainly not least, Why would I stay married to someone who isn't attracted to me or doesn't love me?
Because you're desperate, because there's no one else. Chantal, you are not a woman with many options. If you are a woman of many marital options, when that whole thing happened with Natter, you would have left Natter. You kept Natter around because A, he halfway accepted you the way that you were, as offensive as that was. Why do you keep Salah around? Because there are no other options. There's no other man chasing you. There is no other man that wants to be with you. There's no other man that is around that's young, what you consider to be attractive. You have a certain aesthetic ideal that you're looking for. And so you're always going to go for that. It's going to be about the outside looks of a person. And Salah is as close as you've come to that perfect physical ideal. For that reason, you're going to hold on to him. Also, the way your mind thinks is once you've invested time and money into a man, once you've done a lot for them, they go from being a person to a possession. Because you've spent so much money on Salah and you gave up the villa and you gave up the cats and you basically traded everything about your independent life for a life where you're codependent. You're going to use all of that as leverage. You're going to go to Salah and say, look at everything I gave up for you. I had a cats and I had a villa and I had a life and now I'm here with you. You owe me. And now, because you owe me, I own you and you're not getting away. And you don't give up your possessions, do you? Not if they mean something to you. So now he is a possession, whether he wants to be or not. Even if physically he got away from you, he can't get away from you. His online media presence is ruined forever. Where somebody finds his name, they're going to find yours. So whatever he's got going on or he wants to get going on online, it's ruined for life. I don't think he realizes that yet, but he will. But he belongs to you because that is what you traded everything else for. And you're not going to let go of that one thing. Even if that one thing you traded everything for is crappy and makes no sense, it still belongs to you. So you're going to wrap your little fist around that toy and not let anybody else have it.
Because of my weight. When, hear me out, people, if you're ever feeling that way, then you need to find someone who does like you for your size in your good and bad situations, everything.
Chantal, if Salah was really in love with you, if he was over the moon about you, about who you were, about how big you were, we would know. We would absolutely know because that energy would be there. You can always tell if you have two people and they're crazy about each other. They're crazy in love. It's all over them. They have this energy about them of being crazy in love, absolutely adore each other. I've known couples like that. Couples where you're like, go get a room. Can you please go get a room now? You're not saying it in a mean way. You're being joking, but there's such passion there. Such passion, such love that it's almost palatable. That's real love, madam. You've never even come close to that feeling. As much as you like to fake the funk, it's not there. He's not crazy about you. And if the money weren't an issue, like he'd be gone. He would be gone. If he were crazy about you as you were, Why is he telling you to lose so much weight? Why does he only go out at night with you or to deserted places? He looks at you with a sense of embarrassment and shame. He doesn't want to be seen with you. He doesn't want to do anything with you. He doesn't want to touch you. Those are things you've been seeing for months. Yet here you are defending him and saying he wants me and only me. Well, what about those text messages where he said to Kybella, I worship your ass? He said it over and over and over again. And he even said, your ass is more important to me than my family. Putting somebody's derriere over his family. The one that you're trying so hard to hold on to. He was saying things to Kybella I'm sure he's never said to you. Never wanted to say to you. Granted, some of those things were disturbing, disgusting, distasteful, but he was talking all that sexy talk with a woman who was not you. A woman who did not pay him 10 grand or buy him an iPhone or a computer or buy groceries or any other thing. Kybella got all that for free. Want to know why? Because the attraction for her was real. He's never felt that way about you. But keep lying to yourself. Go ahead.
What happened has nothing to do with my weight. And if it did, I could easily find someone who appreciates me for how I am.
Oh, yeah, then do it. Do it. Do it. Why haven't you done it? Miss, I can have another one tomorrow. Why haven't you done it? Salah's on his third offense. Three, Chantal, three. The whole Kybella thing was not the first time. Let's see. You went on his phone and you found some photos there of a woman bending over. That was strike one. Still didn't leave. And then there was the red room picture, right? The red room picture. The one where he was in bed with another woman, posing with her, taking her picture. That was strike two. You were upset about that. Still didn't leave. Then there was an incident in Thailand. Something happened. We don't know exactly what, but you mentioned something weird about something on some kind of TV history. Don't know. But that didn't faze you. That was strike three. And now the situation with Kybella. Public. Still not leaving. This is the same pattern you follow with Natter. You kept catching him in stuff and catching him and catching him and still didn't leave. And every time you glaze past it, all you're doing is proving to Salah how desperate you are. He knows there's no serious consequences to his actions. He knows you have no other options on the table. There's no other man to get in his way. There's no other man around that might potentially pose a threat to him controlling you and getting your money. He feels completely safe. So he can do as he pleases, and you will never truly punish him. And you will never truly leave. He's got you where he wants you. He played the long con on you, you big, stupid idiot. He did. He started talking to you. You were in Canada. You had your independence. You were in the villa with Pete, with the cats. You had your own car. You could go where you wanted to go. So you had settled down roots in Canada. You made the decision to pull up all those roots, go to Kuwait, be over there. So you had nothing tying you back to Canada, nothing you could go back to. Didn't have any money saved, had tremendous debt in Canada, which he also knows about. He's got you where he wants you because you went there and you have no way back. There is no plan B. There's nothing to make a plan B. You're stuck. You're absolutely stuck. You could have gone home to Canada, got a place, started over without him. You didn't do it. Why? Because you couldn't. You didn't have the money. You're broke. Terrified of the tax man. Taking care of your responsibilities. He's got you where he wants you. So now, because he's got you where he wants you, he can do as he please. What are you going to do about it? You want to leave? Where are you going to leave to? Go home to Canada? Okay. Get on a plane. Go back to Canada. You're in the airport. Now what? Where to now? Can't really live with family. You going to get a motel room? That's about your only option. He knew what he was doing. He knew. He played the long con.
Never, ever mistake that. Now, I think saying things like, you should get in shape for your man, you know, you should do this to keep up in your relationship. No, you need to do things for yourself. You don't change for any man. You don't change for anyone. You change for
I said that. I said she just shouldn't do it for a man. She should do it for herself, because if you base your motivation on another person, if that other person leaves, you're right back where you started. I've always said that about Chantal. Do it for yourself and only yourself. Do it because you know you need to do it, because it needs to get done. And you're the only one who can truly get it done. Don't do it because of man. Do it for you. But Chantal's problem is that she only gets motivated by the men in her life, trying to impress them, trying to trap them with her, trying to keep them around. That's the only time she gets motivated. No other time. And unfortunately, that motivation does not last long. And here we are. The Kybella thing happened. She felt intimidated, jealous, insecure, competitive. So all the things she saw that Salah was saying to Kybella, she got a quick burst of energy, wanted to get in shape, put on her makeup, go on walks. Because the motivation was not pure, the inspiration did not last long. Here we are eating a meal that she really shouldn't have.
for yourself. Because if you really love someone, you're not going to only love them if they change. That's not love.
He don't love you though. Tell you, he doesn't love you, Chantal. He doesn't love you. He will never love you. He's not attracted to you. It's too late. It's been a year. If he truly loved you, there'd be passion. He wouldn't have gone to other women. You were right there. If he really wanted you, desired you, wouldn't he have reached for you first versus one of your beezers? Wouldn't that have happened? He went to one of your beezers. I don't know how you can forgive him for that one. Your beezers. That is like the ultimate sin. Not only talking to another woman, but a woman who is part of your exclusive group. Talking to one of them. Wanting a taste of the forbidden fruit. Trying to get a piece. Going behind your back. Talking to her. And trying to set her up as a mark by saying, how much money do you make? How many subscribers on TikTok do you have? So it wasn't just lust he was motivated by. It was, let me just set up another mark to get rid of this one. He was looking to replace you. wanted to have Kai Bella fly over to him in Kuwait. Girl, please. He's done. He's done. But I'll tell you what, Chantal. I'll tell you what. You want to test this whole he loves me for who I am and we're a couple. You want to test that out? I got the perfect way. Here's how you do it. Cut off the money. Cut it off. If he is self-sufficient, if he's making his own money, he doesn't need your own money. If money ain't a thing between the two of you, cut him off. Don't buy any more groceries. No more new clothes. No more new iPhones. No more new anything. Cut him off. If he's self-sufficient, he can take care of himself, right? It won't bother him. Cut him off. See if he sticks around. I bet you he won't. I really think so. That if you said, I'm broke, or I'm not going to give you any more money, he'd take off. He'd leave you alone in that apartment to figure things out.
Again, that's basically saying nobody who's like overweight is deserving of love. If they have weight issues, if they have problems, if they're not perfect, if they're not running, if they're not super fit.
On a side note, I think it's kind of backwards that she's sitting down to eat her fast food, something that she should be enjoying. And she's eating the food feeling negative. Like, how can you possibly enjoy a meal at the same time you're feeling rather negative while you're eating it? You're not going to enjoy the food. You're probably not even going to taste the food. What was the point of eating this meal? What was the point? To gaslight everyone, to trigger everyone, to get the reaction channels talking? I don't know. I think she did this on purpose to get people talking. Because she knows that without the drama, without the rage, without the gaslighting, without the flip-flopping, no one really has any reason to watch Chantal. She doesn't have any special talents she can show us. She doesn't know how to make any other kind of content. Like, this is it. This is the appeal of her content. Like, just her lying and gaslighting people and doing things to purposely get negative reactions, just so then she can make further content after that, also giving a negative reaction, just keeping the whirlpool going. Round and round we go. Where we stop, nobody knows. Doing things like this just proves how talentless you are, Chantal. It really does. You could showcase anything on your channel. You could do anything, and this is what you do. And I'm going to let you know right now, Mama, what you do to your own body is what you do. If you decide to just keep on this path and hurt yourself with food, nobody can stop you. Nobody will stop you. But I really wish that if you're going to do stuff like this, you would do it off camera. If for no other reason, out of respect for people who watch your content or come across your content, they have issues with food. They might have an ED of some sort. Keep it off camera out of respect for those people that are still fighting the good fight, that are still battling those inner demons, battling those urges, those cravings, those negative thoughts, and trying to get on the other side of it. If you're going to do it, please do it privately. Why not do it privately? Anyone out there watching Chantal's content, please don't look to her as someone that you're looking for, someone that knows what they're talking about. If you're looking for someone that is concerned about their health, someone who might be a positive influence in some way, don't look towards her content. She's none of those things. And she makes a mockery of EDs and the people struggling with EDs. And she's spreading misinformation and a negative message of you can be someone to have severe diabetes and your blood sugar is 300, 400, dangerous levels. You could have heart problems. You could have kidney problems. You could have a myriad of problems going on at the same time and still eat what you want and do what you want. And that's not true. Got to take care of your health. Health is wealth. It is the greatest wealth. You can't put a price on it. Chantal's problem is that she did put a price on hers. She traded every bit of it for a bunch of YouTube paychecks. Look how that worked out for her. She got the money. She got all the money. Well, look at the cost of it, though. Look at the price tag. Look at the price she's paid for trading her health for money. Limited mobility. She breathes hard when she walks. She can barely walk. Getting to a size where she doesn't want to be seen out in public. She said yesterday she purposely seeks out places that are mostly deserted because she doesn't want people looking at her. So in the beginning part of her channel, when she first started her channel, she didn't feel that way. She had no problem being around people, going shopping, spending time with friends. She was much more social. But the more money she's made, that she then turned around and used to further her bad health, the more she's become reclusive, the more she doesn't want to be seen, the more of a hermit she's become. And then there's all the health problems on top of it. That price tag for having a large channel on YouTube and lots of subs and those paychecks has been very, very, very high. And the worst part about selling your health for such a cheap price is that once you sell your health, you can't buy it back for any price. There's no such thing as a refund or a take back in this case. There is none. You just can't.
Dumbest comments from reaction channels saying, well, maybe you should have been aware, like you let yourself go. Maybe that's why he cheated. Coming from reactors who look like this.
Oh, and she's trying to make fun of French Fry Girl. Of course she is. Of course she's going to go for Frenchie. Of course she is, because she hates Frenchie. God. Chantal, you're so predictable. You are so predictable trying to pick on Frenchie. Girl, stop. Stop. You're embarrassing yourself. Quit it. Quit it. You know, you're doing the deflection thing. Don't look at me, look at her. Now we're looking at you right now. This is your video. She looks fine to me. Understand, Chantal, that by you doing things like what you just did, you're trying to poke fun at somebody's looks. You cannot get outraged and mad if in return the person or people you talk about yours in return. You just can't do it. At that point, your argument is invalid. It is. So if you talk about somebody's looks, expect a response of the same. They're just keeping that same energy with you.
Interesting. I look better than you.
What? No, you don't. That's just objective, though. That's just my opinion.
So, what you're saying is that you can't find one either? I mean, like, it's ridiculous. So, it had nothing to do with my weight. Nobody knows the true dynamic of our relationship.
I do. Money. Money. It's always been money. You threw money on the table. You promised him a bunch of stuff. Maybe you promised him that you'd get him to Canada, although you knew that wasn't a possibility because of your bankruptcies. You promised him, hey, stick with me, kid. We'll do a couples channel together. We'll do film content together. It'll be great. We'll make lots of money. 1 year later, none of that has happened. And I think he's finally figured it out, that you're a path to nowhere and he's looking for a path to somewhere and you ain't it.
And you never will. It's our business.
One mistake doesn't define an entire relationship. Well, what about 4? What about 4 mistakes? There's been 4, Chantal, 4. Okay? The picture of the woman on his phone that got you upset, the red room picture, the situation in Thailand, and now the Kybella stuff. 4. Count them. 4. Do the math. I'll hold up the fingers for you. 4. And what about your mistake? Did you forget about that? Did you forget about your mistake, Chantal? What about your boo-boo? You know, when you were with Salah. And even after talking down that, or he's so abusive, blah, 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 you went into his chat room. Went into the chat room with somebody you claimed had caused you so much trauma. Married woman talking to an ex-lover. Oh, we gonna forget about that little boo-boo? Yeah, I think we are. Let's just not talk about that, though. Let's not remember that.
Usually when people are unfaithful, it's about them or a different issue.
If Salah were completely happy with you, completely, I'm going to use a word that you often use, satiated. When you are satisfied and satiated down to the bone, down to the soul, you are so satiated like that. You don't long for someone else or something else. You don't feel like you're lacking. You don't feel like you've settled. If you are satiated, there's no urge to look around, to talk to others like that. You don't have your head on a swivel, looking around for what you don't got. Because you know you've got everything you need right beside you or inside you. That's true satiation. You're like, I'm satisfied, I'm good, I need nothing else. This is it. This is happy. This is bliss right now. But he was looking around, still looking around, using the phone that you bought him and the laptop you also bought him. He's lacking in something. He's not found someone that satisfies 100% of his needs. So he's still looking. You are not what satiates him at all.
For example, when I was unfaithful in my past relationship, I never...
Relationships. You were a cheater more than once. You cheated on Peach. You cheated on BB. You were also screwing off with a married man, and you thought that was funny. You said, oh, his wife is in another country, so therefore it doesn't count. You thought that was so cool. How's it feel now, Chantal? It doesn't feel good.
Had an issue with the person I was with. I was in love. I was attracted to them, but I still did it.
I'm sorry. I'm going to give my thoughts on that. Cheaters suck. They absolutely suck. Cheating is unfair. It's unfair to the other person. If you're in a relationship and there's an agreement of the two of you being monogamous to each other, like you're not going to step out and take off your clothes and do the dirty with somebody, nor am I. We are going to be faithful. If that is the agreement, that agreement should be kept. Because if you're running around with another person or people, then your significant other, whoever that may be, they're sitting on the sidelines. They're not going out and seeking out other partners. They're upholding their end of the deal, as they should. Meanwhile, you're not. Cheaters suck because cheating is deceptive. It's hurtful. It's wrong. If you're in a relationship and you're not happy, best thing you can do is just end it. If you're not happy with the person you're with, just the kindest thing you can do is let them go. If you're not happy, you're not satiated, you want to move on and find maybe the person that does satiate you, then you should let the other person go and let them find what's worthy of them, what they deserve, and not hold them back. Cheating is nothing but lies. It's wrong.
For me, I was lonely and needed attention all the time.
Which tells me that the person that you were with did not make you feel 100% satisfied. You were lacking, either the relationship was lacking or something lacking within yourself, and those are issues that need to be addressed. I don't think you're ever going to be satisfied with any man, Chantal. No man is ever going to meet 1,000% of your expectations. You're always going to find fault. You're always going to find a reason to be bored and walk away.
It was a me problem.
Yep, and it's still a me problem.
So the shit community that fat shames me while looking like this need to cut it out and stop with the grade 5 attitude that just because you're fat you can't get a man, because then by that logic neither can all of you.
Chantal, your body is your issue. The size of your body is your issue. That's for you to deal with or not deal with, per your choice. I don't have a problem with your body because, like I said, that's a you issue. Where I have the biggest gripe with you is you coming on YouTube and glorifying your problem with food. I got extreme issue with that. That straight up pisses me off. The fact that you're making it a joke and you're monetizing your issue versus treating it. You're getting on camera and you're getting high in front of people by eating your food and sending out a very negative message. Hey, if you got a problem with food, don't go to treatment. Forget that. Don't put it in recovery. Give it a job. Make money with it. You can do that on YouTube. I don't like that message. It's a negative message. Nobody needs to hear that and follow in your footsteps. Nobody. I don't like you making a joke of BED, making a mockery of it, making a mockery of those who've done the work. They put in the work, they cared about themselves, and they're on the other side of it. Like everything is a joke to you. Everything. Addiction is a joke to you. BED is a joke to you. Everything's funny. It's not funny. It isn't. I don't like how you put tags on your videos, attracting people from different communities to come over and watch you. And in the process, you might be triggering people that might be in some sort of distress or other. And they're just looking for positive channels to reinforce whatever path they're on to healing. Coming across you and you showing that you're on a bad path. Your content is toxic. It's toxic for you. It's toxic for others. Nobody really should be watching it. No one. In plain language, you are an addict. That you found a forum where you can get on camera, do the source of your addiction publicly, and get paid. Worse, you gather people to you that have a similar interest in food, and they enable you and they back you up. They get in your chat room asking you to eat something, praising you for eating something, knowing you have all your health problems, and they don't say a word of protest. You've got audience members that do care about your health, but there's a lot of people in your chat that I think that they're totally fucked up in the head, because they come into your chat room knowing everything they know about you, knowing that food is an issue for you, knowing that you never stop thinking about food, and they'll talk about food with you. And I know this may be weird for some people to understand, but food is her drug. It is her drug. And just like with any other drug, it can be abused. It can be life-threatening. It could be life-altering. It could become an obsession. Why would anyone who cares even a little bit about another person, if they are fully aware of another person's addiction or obsession, for even 1 second or 1 moment, walk up to that person and start talking about their addiction, the source of their addiction, the source of their obsession? Why would anyone do that? If you're someone and you wouldn't go up to somebody who has a problem with, say, cocoa, you wouldn't walk up to them and start talking about the cocoa. Yeah, man, I remember doing cocoa and it was so great. If you wouldn't do that to someone because you knew it would be wrong, why come into Chantal's chat room and talk about what she's addicted to her face, knowing that's going to trigger her and make her eat? She doesn't need any triggers. Trust me. She doesn't need anybody triggering her to eat. She triggers herself. But anybody who cares about Chantal, why bring that up? Even if she talks about food, you don't have to talk about food. Pivot away. Pivot all the way away. Talk about something else. Anybody going up to Chantal, talking about food, putting your mind on it, those of you doing that, you don't care about her. You really don't. You see what this is. You see what she's doing to herself. Why make it worse? I mean, I'm not saying that her addiction is your fault. She's got to control this. She's got to get on top of this. But all this talk about what she's addicted to does not help. It really doesn't.
Just saying.
And on that note, just a separate side note about these quote unquote workout videos from Chantal, her walking in the park. These are just my thoughts. I think on a subtle level, these videos that are being done, they're catering to the feedy people, the ones with the food fetish. I really do. Even though in the video she's not eating anything, so you're probably wondering, how are these videos catering to the feedy people if there is no food, Rose? Well, allow me to elaborate. In the feedy world, there are different kinds of feedies, different subfolders to the main folder. You've got people that are into the food fetish, that they just want to see you eat food. Then you've got another subfolder called the gainers, men who are the most interested to see you gain weight. They want to see you get as big as possible. Then you've got another subfolder called the immobilizers. And those who are into the immobilizing fetish related to the food fetish, they get into seeing you have trouble doing the simplest of things. Now, knowing that, in the videos that Chantal's been posting, yes or no? Doesn't Salah give those full body shots of Chantal, something that normally makes her anxious and upset because she doesn't want people seeing her entire body? But yet, in these new videos, she's okay with her whole body being shown. Now, why is that? How did she go from, I don't want people seeing my whole body, to go ahead and show it to them? Who's that content for? So the workout videos, that would play up to the gainers because they get to see how big she is, and the immobilizers, that she's having trouble doing the simplest of things. So I honestly feel that those videos weren't really about exercise or her losing weight or being on a health journey. She was just attracting more of the feedy crowd to her channel, appealing to them, showing how her size. And now she's doing this content here where she's having a cheat day, eating the fast food, more feedy content. She's still catering to the feedies. She just can't say so outright.
So I just want to nip that in the bud. Is it in the bud or in the bud?
Oh, one more thing before I forget. Relating to the feedies that are the gainers. One of the things they like the most, relating to that part of the fetish, they love to see you struggle to get in and out of your clothes because that shows that you are getting bigger. They also like to see you wearing clothes that are much too tight for you. And yes or no, Chantal's been wearing clothes that are much too tight and the buttons nearly popping off. Maybe that was for the gainers. Huh, Chantal?
Oh. And I'm going to say this with the utmost smugness and sassiness I can say. I will never stay with someone who isn't attracted to me. And I can tell by how much affection, how much touch, how much XO, how much everything you get from that person.
You know what, Chantal? If Salah really loved you, he'd be by your side right now. Where is he? If he really cared about you, despite all the things that have happened with Kai Bella, he would say, I love my wife. And I don't care if I get ridiculed online. I'm going to stand by my wife. Also, if he really loved you, and I mean really, really loved you, he'd be walking in the room right now, taking all that fast food and throwing it in the trash and saying, no more. Because a partner who cares about their partner would never be okay with them hurting themselves and carrying on like this. He's okay with it because he's indifferent. There is something worse than love or hate. It's indifference. Indifference means you don't feel anything. You're not emotionally invested or attached. You're indifferent. You're like, I don't care. Doesn't affect me. That's his attitude. But if he really cared about you, even a little bit, he would speak up and he would protest against you carrying on exactly like this. He'd walk in that room, grab the rest of that quesadilla, grab them fries, toss them in the trash, and say, no more. No. He doesn't say no, does he? He turns his head. He looks the other way. He thinks to himself, well, she keeps buying the groceries. She's giving me money. So I'm just going to let it carry on, even though you inch closer and closer and closer to a medical emergency, and he doesn't give a doggone. Not his problem, not his heart attack. If it happens, it'll be yours. Not his personal health at all. Your body is not his body. The fact that he's not here doing something proves he doesn't care. He's not even trying to stop you.
So there. This health journey I'm on, I'm doing it for myself, not anyone else. Not my husband.
Stop. Please stop. This is not a health journey. Here, let me fix it for you. This is a continuing to destroy my health journey. That's what this is. This is, I don't give a crap about my health journey. And I'm proving it every time I do a video. I'm not willing to exercise. I'm not willing to eat the right portions or the right foods. I'm going to continue to eat the fast foods and the candy bars and the Nutella and the massive amount of carbs. This is me not giving a crap, being defiant, and destroying my health. And I hope to God that if you become bedbound, foodie, and you are so close to it, you are, that you don't come on camera expecting sympathy. You will get none. You can't play that sword both ways. Destroy your health willingly and knowingly, and then turn around and expect sympathy from people. You will get none, because you've always had a choice, and you are choosing to ruin your health.
Not anyone but me. Next video, I'm gonna cook something delicious though. I've been craving it, but I think I'm missing a few ingredients. How is that possible with all the groceries I did? I don't know. A double dia.
You know, it doesn't matter if Chantal buys $1,000 worth of groceries of high quality food. She won't eat it because she doesn't crave healthy food. When you got that bee monster in your head, the bee monster doesn't want healthy food. It doesn't give you the same kick. It wants the processed, sugary, carb-heavy junk. I can say that for fact. Anybody who's ever had BED, you don't crave healthy food. You want all the bad stuff, the sugary stuff, the sweet stuff. You want your brain lighting up like a pinball machine, and that's what will make it happen. Eating that sugar, eating them carbs. That's when it happens. So you can buy her a whole bunch of groceries. Don't matter. She won't eat them. She'll give them away. She'll let them rot. She'll still order takeout like she is now.
So it's like 2:30 p.m. First meal.
2:30 p.m. and this is her first meal. I don't believe her. I believe this might be her second or third meal. And if it is 2:30 p.m. in the afternoon and this is your first meal, the first meal of the day is junk, processed food, quesadillas, fries coated in cheese, and you're supposed to be on a health journey. Girl, bye. Bye with all that. Didn't the doctor tell you that you had to make 3 meals a day, get some decent sleep, make a decent breakfast, then a lunch, then a dinner? Isn't that what he told you? He did tell you that. You're not listening. You're not willing to do the work to get healthy or to lose weight. And you could. There's so many things you could do. You could easily get a treadmill and put it in your house. Move one of those ridiculous couches out of the way, put a treadmill, and you could walk on it whenever you wanted to. Just set up your camera and talk to the camera as you walk. That would be quality content, and you can get healthy at the same time and make money on YouTube. You can monetize that content. YouTube would be completely okay with that. If you're on a real health journey and you want to continue walking, you're going to have to get a treadmill anyway, because Kuwait does get hot during the summertime, does it not? 120, 130 degrees. So if you're starting to walk right now, how are you going to keep that up once spring and summer hits? You're not going to be able to. You'll find every excuse. Oh, it's too hot outside. I can't do it. Where there's a will, there's a way. If you can't use the treadmills downstairs in the gym, buy your own, set it up, make it happen. You're ridiculous.
Last meal I ate yesterday was at 7 p.m. As long as I'm mindful of the rest of the day of what I eat, this will be fine.
That's what you tell yourself. Oh, I had my cheat food. I had my B moment. So I just have to be mindful for the rest of the day. And that excuses what I just ate. Keep lying to yourself, foodie. Listen, you've already told us you're impulsive. You have no self-control at all. You give in to your cravings. You don't fight against them. This problem with food is way over your head. You need professional help, but you're never going to get it, because that would mean having to listen to people that know what they're talking about and telling you things that relate to change, which you don't want to do. You want to give in to the bad things. You don't want to embrace the good things. So what can anybody do? You get on camera and you have these ridiculous B moments, and you want to disguise your B moments by saying, I'm not really having a B moment. I'm just having a meal. Ma'am, you sit there and you eat the portions for, like, say, 4 to 6 people. That's a B moment. That is so a B moment. You just want to walk around YouTube and all their policies to get away with it and get paid for it. Just trying to monetize it.
I haven't eaten out in like a week.
There she is justifying what she's doing. That was a justification right there. Oh, I haven't eaten out all week, so what I'm doing is okay because I haven't done it in a week. This is my reward for holding off for a week. That mental, emotional justification to where she feels less guilty and less wrong for what she's doing, although it is wrong. If she's a diabetic, taking different medications, she's got to watch her blood sugar. Her health is bad. She has no business eating this stuff, especially this amount.
So
You know what I'm seeing on your face, Foodie? You're eating this fast food, and I'm getting this feeling that you're really not into it. It's doing nothing for you. You're not feeling joy while you're eating. You're not feeling happiness. You're just eating to eat. Like, this is doing nothing positive for you. It used to, but it doesn't anymore. You've reached that stage with your problem where you're not eating to feel happy. You're not experiencing happiness while you eat. It's just, I'm eating so I don't go into a sort of food withdrawal. Like you're eating out of habit more than anything else. And so I asked the question, if you do something, if you're consuming something that doesn't make you happy at all for any reason, what is the point of keep consuming it? What is the point of going on like this?
in the end, I mean, people are still gonna think what they want, but that's my response. That's my take on it. I hate that attitude towards overweight people.
Ma'am, you just sat there and talked about how people discriminate in a way against you for your size. At the same time, in the same video, you were showing pictures of people and pointing out their appearance. You don't think that's kind of hypocritical? You don't want people to criticize your body at the same time you criticize other people's bodies. Hello? Um, you don't think that's wrong?
That only in shape people can find love. Because there would be a lot of single people in that case.
What's wrong with being single? Ain't nothing wrong with it. I would rather be single and have my head together and be healthy and happy and peaceful than to be with the wrong person and be completely unhappy. Let me tell you something. As somebody that I've been married twice, divorced twice, there is no more personal hell, no more torturous time than being in a relationship with somebody and the love is gone. You're still living together, but the love is gone. Laying next to somebody in bed, and you might as well be 1,000 miles away. It is the loneliest, most miserable feeling, the most heartbreaking feeling. I'm that person. I'm single, but I've got my standards. And my standards are as such. I will, if I'm going to be with somebody, it's going to be someone that we are connected spiritually. We are on the same page. We get each other. We love each other. We respect each other. We take care of one another. But the love will be real. If it ain't real, I ain't a part of it. Simple.
If you embark on a lifestyle change for someone else, that's not going to be the right motivation, is it?
Yeah, but your problem is you don't know how to motivate yourself. You've always had trouble with that. You don't want to motivate yourself. You look to other people to be your motivation and your identity. You don't have your own identity anymore. You find a guy and then you adopt a new persona to match because you want to be accepted by him and loved by him. You don't want to be loved for who you are and what you are. You have no redeeming qualities, like I said. There's nothing quality about you that you can bring to the table. So you become somebody else, thinking that's the way in. And it's not. You're not being true to yourself. When you're not being true to yourself, nobody's going to love you for you, whatever that may be.
So that was good, but you know what? I think I can make better. But the whole point is I didn't feel like cooking.
Told you she didn't like the food.
This lipstick staying on, not bad. Anyway, you see how this hijab is connected here?
Literally nobody cares about the pinning of the hijab. Nobody.
It's like sewn together. I'm gonna do a project and make all my hijabs like that because I hate pinning it or using a magnet, and no, I'll feel more secure. Hi, baby gal. Come. Oh, you say hi to the people. Hi.
By the way, Chantal, I'm not even in the room, and I could tell that Julia needs to be brushed. I could tell by her coat right here on her stomach. She's starting to look matted. Fix that.
Hey. You pretty girl.
Oh my God, is that her foot? Is that her foot? No, that's her foot. I thought it was a mat. I'm like, I'm gonna freak out if that's a huge mat.
You pretty girl. Yes. Cool. You want some tuna fish? Yes. Isn't she gorgeous?
That cat looks so uncomfortable. Chantal, how is it that you've owned cats for years and you don't know how to hold them properly to where they feel secure and safe? Julia does not look happy.
Pretty gal. You're the cutest girl. All right, well, I'm not finished squeezing my cat, so I gotta go. So I just wanted to do that PSA today
Which nobody asked for and nobody needed.
for you so you don't get it twisted. And I know a lot of you are overweight. A lot of you are bigger, smaller, my size, whatever. Um, we're all fat. And
This is complete diversion. She's trying to paint this picture for her beezers. People that haven't been around Chantal for years, like some of us have. And they don't know her history. They don't know her lore. She's painting this picture of, I'm not that bad. And all these reactors are picking on me solely because of my weight. And once again, I'm going to bring this up. There are other people on YouTube that are close to Chantal's size or maybe at her size or even bigger. The reactors leave them alone. There's no reason to talk about them. We talk about Chantal not because of the size of her body. We talk about who she is overall as a person, the sum of her parts. But of course, she's going to try to deflect and not talk about that or mention that. She's trying to paint this picture of they're all a bunch of bullies and they're picking on me and they're bullying me because of my size. They're fat shamers and they're fat phobic. Chantal, you would still be a nasty, mean, evil person, even if you lost 200 pounds or 300 pounds. You would still be the evil, rotten creature you are inside. Losing calories would not affect that part of you.
claiming that somebody based on their physical attributes is only worthy of love if they're like in shape or whatever, because you have a thigh gap. If you're overweight, just when you're standing, spread a little more, your legs apart, you'll have a thigh gap, all right? So I'm doing this for myself, my health, no one else. And it will never be about anyone else. It's fine to work on your.
Was this a bit of manipulation, Chantal? So you're taking everybody on a health journey. Is that right? Talking about eating the healthy meals. and you want to get on camera and eat a bunch of unhealthy food. You didn't want your subs to get on your case. So let's divert back over to the reaction channels and talk about how they're bullying you. Because you don't want people to point out how you shouldn't be eating this food. Is that what this is? It kind of feels like that.
Yourself, sure. No one's perfect. Even if you're thin, it doesn't mean you're perfect, please. You know, like I hate that.
That is such a childish default of hers. A childish excuse. I'm not perfect. Nobody's asking for you to be perfect, Chantal. No one ever said Chantal Marie must be perfect. Foodie Beauty must be perfect. No one's asking for perfection. There's no such thing as perfection. None. I'm not perfect. I can freely say that I am not perfect. I have screwed up. I've made mistakes. I've learned some life lessons. I've done some dumb stuff when I was young. I did. Perfect is not on the table. It's not on the menu. Nobody ever ordered it up for you and tried to make you eat it. We're not saying you have to be perfect, but that is your defensive wall. I'm not perfect. No one's asking you to be perfect. But what you should be striving for is being healthy, being happy, living a life where a lot of your inner issues are worked out and dealt with, and they don't interfere in your happiness anymore. But you continue to be a mess. You don't want to fix the mess. You want to profit off the mess. You want to monetize the mess. You want to make a joke of the mess, despite the fact that you could easily fix and clean up some of the mess. That's the stuff that the reactors point out. And the more truth we spill about you, the more we expose about you, the madder you get. You don't want to hear truth. You want to live in a world of lies. Well, continue to do so, but it's only going to hurt you more.
Attitude, it's so ignorant. I'm a very loving person when I'm in a relationship, and I'm funny and I'm pretty, and
keep telling yourself all those things, even though they're not true. You are not a loving person. All of your love is transactional. It is. You don't give it freely. You give something, but you want something back. If you buy someone something, you expect something in return. Back in the day when you were in Canada, if you went on a date, you expected that man would automatically have sex with you. Like, I got all dressed up, so something physical better be happening. It's always been your attitude. I'm going out of my way to be sexy and pretty and be clean, so the reward better be huge. And you're not a nice person. Keep telling yourself that, though. You're trying to believe it. I can tell. It doesn't make it true. You're not nice. You're not a nice person. You're rude. You're selfish. You're mean. You're nasty. You're soulless. You're a predator. Those are not good things.
everything I bring to the table,
What do you bring?
my weight has nothing to do with it. So we go plenty of places. I mean, how can people deny that? I have so many videos of us going out and doing things. I just walked 2 hours yesterday.
Where did you walk 2 hours? Ma'am, wait a minute. Hold on. Y'all stay right there. Hold on. 2 hours. Are you for real? Hold on a minute. Wait a second. I'm bringing up her channel. Okay, because we need context. We need some receipts. All right. Okay. We're going to show them right here, right now. Hold up. Ma'am, 2 hours. You walked for 2 hours, right, Foodie? That's what you did? Ma'am, 2 hours? Okay. What are we looking at? What we're looking at is her page with her videos. All right. So the walking weight loss challenge, huge mall in Kuwait. How long is that video? 15 minutes and 39 seconds. If you walk for 2 hours, where's the 2 hours worth of footage? I reacted to that. You didn't even walk for 15 minutes straight. You sat down a lot. You drank some coffee. You acted like a tour guide, pointing everything out, posing with every heart-shaped thing in the mall, doing that ridiculous pose. Then here we are again. 350-pound woman works out at a park in Kuwait. How long was that video? Almost the exact same length. 15 minutes and 23 seconds. And again, more of the, walking a few feet, stop, sit down, talk for a while, get back up, walk for a few more feet, sit down again. Not even 15 minutes worth of walking. So if you walk for 2 hours, why didn't we see that footage? Where'd that go? You didn't walk for 2 hours. You did not. If you did, where's the rest of the footage? You're going to splice up and put it in other videos so you can monetize it? Because if this is all there is, you lied. You did not walk for 2 hours. You didn't even break a sweat. Who are you lying to? Who are you lying to, ma'am? You're not lying to us. We don't put up with that over here. We do not. Let's go back to the video. We're almost done. I promise. 2 hours worth of walking. You wish. You can't walk for 2 hours. You can't walk for 2 minutes. Stop with this nonsense. Stop it.
So, I mean, that's also something you can't say, oh, well, you should go out and do more. We do. Don't you worry. Everyone should worry about themselves and less about what other people are doing with their lives. Okay?
I'm not worrying about your life. Honestly, your life is your worry. I'm just reacting to you. Just giving my opinions. If that bothers you, too bad. I know you've been all up in my comments section, leaving comments. Really don't care. I'm going to continue to have my channel and do my thing my way. If that bothers you, tough cookies. Don't care. But maybe you shouldn't worry about what other people say about you. You're all kinds of worried. You're all kinds of a busybody up on Twitter and on YouTube. Maybe you should stop. Stop stressing yourself out. You're putting out this content. You know it sucks. You know it's negative, and you don't expect negative reaction to it. You really, really don't. I'll tell you what, Chantal. I'll make you a good, solid deal, and this is honest. If you do positive content, real positive content, if you do honest workout videos, walking videos where you're walking 15, 20 minutes nonstop, you're working up a sweat, obviously you've gone as far as you can go, I will praise that. I'll throw you a bone. I'll praise that. I praise hard work. I put praise where it's deserved. But if you're just screwing off in a video, stalling for time, not really walking, making a joke of exercising, getting your health together, I'm not going to praise you for that. And if you get on video having B moments, calling them cheat meals, I'm not going to praise you for that either. I will give praise where it's deserved and it is earned, but no further. I'm not a hater. I'm just not going to co-sign on your bullshit or your lies. Not me, not ever. No. So worry about yourself.
Thank you. So, that's like me saying that most of the female reactors in Gore World can't get a man because of their weird.
Look at you. Are you serious? Again, you did this video giving us a whatever PSA, and you said the reactors, they're coming at me because of my weight. That was the whole purpose of you being annoyed, right? And then you're going to throw up pictures of people. Really? 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 That's what we're doing today? Ma'am, no, no. This isn't the gotcha moment that you think it is. It really isn't. Or is this like a hidden ploy to get people to talk about you? Because you want as many people as possible talking about you. Like you're throwing the arrows out and see which ones stick. I'm going to target this one, and this one, get them all worked up. Then they'll talk about me, which will lead to more views and more engagement. Is that the game? I think that's the game.
Masculine vocal fry. That's not true, is it? Anyway, thank you guys for having dinner with me and listening.
Nobody had dinner with you. You had dinner by yourself. And by the way, Chantal, by the way, you like to say that what you just did wasn't a B moment. You've also said that when people have B moments, that they're eating alone, right? And nobody sees what they're doing. Just because you turned on a camera and you're showing it to the camera, you are in essence eating alone in a room. Okay. You're filming your B moment and then later on uploading it for an audience. So it's still a B moment, girl. It's still one. You're just finding you're making money off of this and you really shouldn't. And you're going to be in big trouble if YouTube puts their foot down on you. I'm just saying.
Listening to me as always. Like I said, I'm going to try to do a cooking video real soon because I want to make chicken pot pie so bad.
You don't need chicken pot pie.
Matte lipstick. It dries your mouth out. That's the only thing I don't like. But has anyone made, if you're watching this, if you watch till the end, put a heart. Purple, yellow, or red, or pink.
This is her fishing for engagement. That's what this is. That part. If you've watched till the end, put a heart in the chat. She wants to make sure that everybody watched till the end. She wants to count how many people put a heart in the comments to figure out how many people watched till the end to see how much in the way of Google AdSense money she's going to get. Like how many people made it all the way through. She's going to calculate how many ads were put on the video and how many people actually got to the end. Sneaky.
And let me know if you've ever made or had chicken pot pie made with.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares about that. This is not about the chicken pot pie. This is you gaslighting your audience, trying to irk the reactors, get people to talk about you. This is so pathetic. This is your way of trying to boost up your views and boost up the engagement and get more subs. This is pathetic, Chantal. You got a channel. You could be that person that if you want to go on a true, honest, sincere health journey, you could do that and make money with it at the same time and cultivate a whole new audience while all of those harmful feedy people, they'll go somewhere else. And you might get an even bigger audience of people that they are there for you, not to see you destroy yourself with food. But you're so focused on the enablers and the people that are there for their fetish. They're not there necessarily for you. They are there to see their fetish fulfilled. And for the moment, you fulfill it. But you're fulfilling it at the price of your own health. And you don't have much of that left. You've got a sliver of good health. Just a sliver. That's all you've got left. And you're not trying to expand it and make it bigger than a sliver. But still, those people that tell you to eat and talk about food, they're so important. Well, keep catering to them. Keep catering to them. See what happens.
With thigh meat because I have some chicken thighs.
You know what? I don't care. This video is pretty much over, so I'm done here. But I want to give my thoughts. We knew this wouldn't take long, y'all. We knew. We knew. We knew she wasn't going to stick with it. We were given clues early that she wasn't going to stick with it. You know, we saw the candy bars, the Nutella in the grocery haul, all the processed food. The signs were all the way there. She has no self-control. She's impulsive, no coping mechanisms, no coping skills. How could she possibly stay away from those things she doesn't need to do if she brings the source of her temptations near her and she is being enabled by somebody who helps with that? The worst environment ever for change. She surrounded herself with people and with things and a YouTube channel where there's a sense of you don't have to change. She should change, but she won't. So I just want to give my thoughts on all this. Hope you guys have enjoyed this react. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you so much for being here, and please have a good day. Bye now.